Hey guys, do you know how important it is to take your medication on a regular basis? Well, today I'm here to persuade you to be more compliant with taking medication on a regular basis. So, what I'm going over today is the pros in taking medication regularly, the cons, and then some helpful ways to help you remember to take your medication more regularly, such as technology, more likely to use that to the benefit to help us. So, first, I would like to go over the pros. When you are prescribed medication or you get something over the counter, the goal when taking medication is to get whatever it is in the normal / where you want it to be for your age, height, whatsoever. So, for instance, allergy medicine. You want to take that before allergy season to get ahead of it so you're not ending up with all that sinus pressure in your ears, in your head, sneezing, coughing, itchy throat, stuff like that. You take the allergy medicine ahead of that time and stay on it till the season's over, or some people stay on it, take it daily. With blood pressure medication and stuff for diabetes, cholesterol, stuff like that, you stay on that unless your levels come down to where the doctor is fine with you coming off. Hopefully that's where you're trying to get to. Or some people's bodies, they can't really go back to being off medication, and it's something they're going to be on for forever. So I'm here to persuade people to try to take their medication as regularly as possible. So one of the ways that we can have a positive outcome with taking the medication is when you take your medication regularly, it's going to decrease the chances of you getting on another medication to combat, go with that medication to help your blood pressure. There is a blood pressure medication that's called amlodipine. Basic blood pressure medication, that's one medication by itself. If that does not handle your blood pressure well enough, they will put a combination with that one, and it's called amlodipine benazepril. So that is two medications helping combat your high blood pressure. If you are not taking it regularly, or if you do need a higher dose, that's when they will move up. So taking it regularly and controlling your blood pressure by just being compliant and taking stuff on a regular basis can reduce the risk of you being on another medication. Another benefit would be you wouldn't have to go to the doctor as often. When your levels are off, the doctor's definitely going to want to see you more, and they're also going to want to run more tests. So that's going to be very costly, and it's just not a good scenario. Just try to take your medication regularly. That's a con for sure. Less cost, less doctor visits, less getting pricked in the arm, blood drawn, so on and so forth. And also, I found an interesting quote that was on the medical journal website, the Circulation. It was a quote by Everett Koop. It says, "Drugs don't work in patients that don't take them." Simple enough. You would think it's common sense to take your medication, and it is. It's not like the people want to forget. So we definitely want to go over the negative side effects that could happen when you don't take a medication regularly. So people miss doses all the time. I know personally I've had experiences missing doses, like in my birth control medication, and you just have to be very cautious. When you miss medications such as Coumadin, another name is warfarin, that kind of messes with your the thickness of your blood. So you really want to try to be compliant on that one, because the thickness of your blood gets off, it can develop blood clots and eventually lead to a stroke or a heart attack or a pulmonary embolism, which is where you have a blood clot, goes to your lungs. Not a good situation. So ways we can prevent this: take a medication. And another thing to do with medication, some medications, such as depression medication and stuff like that, they do have side effects if you come off of them drastically. Some people are on super high doses, and if you don't take it, it's just like going straight off. You can't just cut off cold turkey. It's going to mess with your head, give you the sweats, make you dizzy, nauseous, all the above. You want to slowly taper off if you're coming off, but that's not what you're wanting to do. You forgot a dose, or you're forgotten multiple doses, which in the end, we're going to find some helpful tools for you. So don't fret. And then for some patients, they take medication to help them get off pain medication. And if you don't take the medication that helps you get off the pain medication, it's going to make you relapse. You're going to want to go get on that pain medication again, and then you're just going to start the cycle all over again. So we don't want to do that. Please take the medication. So we have, let's see, I have a quote from another medical journal website. It's called The Transplant. It was wrote on March 15, 2014, and by Thomas Nels. It says non-compliant rates are generally lower in more serious conditions, but rates do not always reach zero. Even in solid organ transplants, when success or failure hangs in the balance, a fraction of the patients tempt fate by the unwillingness or the inability to comply with appropriate medical advice. The last 10 to 15 years, I have witnessed the increase in recognition and documentation of noncompliance in solid organ transplants recipients. But it seems to be just the tip of the iceberg. When you get a transplant, after you get it, you think you're good? No. You're on medication for the rest of your life to help your immune system not attack that organ that's not yours. Your body's like, hey now, what's going on? That's not mine, let me attack it. No, you need that organ to survive. So what the medication does is semi-suppresses your immune system to where your body's like, not going to kill it. We don't want that. And the last reason I have is we've got technology. The times are changing. Almost everybody has a smartphone. You have a ton of apps out there that can remind you. They're free. You even have an alarm on your phone. You can turn an alarm on to take your medication. For example, I am very forgetful. That's okay. I have a lot going on. I'm sure everyone does. I set an alarm to take my birth control medicine so I don't forget. I set it for a specific time that I know I'm going to be home. And if I'm not at home, I have an extra spare in my purse or somewhere with me at all times. So, set an alarm. There's billions of apps out there that can help you remind. If you're an elderly person, there's calendars, there's pill boxes that have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. There's even larger ones that have Monday morning, Monday night, Monday afternoon, Monday after lunch, stuff like that. And then it goes on and so forth. So, there's a lot of options. Pharmacists and pharmacies will often check in with patients who are on multiple maintenance medications, like the blood pressure, cholesterol, stuff like that, and try to make sure that the patients stay adherent. The pharmacist wants patients to stay adherent. I hope that this was helpful. I really hope we can make people more compliant on medication. I hope that the pros, the cons, and the helpful tips will help people and make it to where there's not a drastic number of people who are not taking their medication correctly. And hopefully we can get this world together and get our brains on track and take medication on a more regular basis if it is needed. If not, don't do it. Y'all have a great day.